Well, just discovered that the camera wasn't recording for the main thing of putting in the new jack plug. Um, anyway, that's done, and then the wee screws in the back are fixed. Anyway, those are the only those are the main things that it came in for. But I did say I was going to try and fix. This is where the tremolo. This is the tremolo system for the bridge, and while she said she doesn't use the tremolo at all, there isn't even a tremolo bar. What I was going to do to make tuning easier was to make a little block to effectively lock this off to stop it moving around whenever you're trying to tune it. But I'll do that. I'll make up a little block later on. But for the next bit, what I'm going to do is, it's going to be hard to show on the camera there, but the strings are, there's quite a gap of the between the string and the fretboard. I have a feeling the neck was repaired at some stage, quite well repaired. You can see the scars along there, quite well repaired. But I think at the same time they did the repair, I have a feeling that they put the neck back in again, either without the shim that would have been originally there, or with the shim in the wrong place, or with no shim, or with the wrong shim, because it feels to me like while the neck needs a setup with truss rod, the intonation is way out, and the things are nearly at the front of their travel at the moment. There's not a lot left on them. So I think what I might try and do first is just disconnect the neck. I take the strings off, but we have a new set of strings to go on, and those will. I'll have to take the strings off it anyway, sort of thing. And these are quite old, so I have a new set of strings to go on it, and we will just set it up so that it's much easier played. I mean, for example, you can't. It's not plugged in at the minute, so you might not be able to hear this very well. But if I play that bottom note and then play the harmonic, which is exactly an octave above, but then stop it at the 12th fret, which should be the same note, you can hear that it's higher, and that goes all the way across the neck. Also, I haven't measured. Let's see if we can get a measurement on the action as it is, because I'll measure it at the very top, so as you can see where it's worst. Zero that, and because I have a feeling it's just quite a bit different. Just coming down to touch the strings. Yeah, so there's 5 millimeters at that side. Now I'll measure it properly at the 12th fret later on, but just it gives me the kind of the extreme. It's about 3 millimeters on this side. So the whole thing needs all of the action needs shifted across. You can also see that all the pickups are all at well, 2 of the pickups are at canted kind of levels, so that might be okay. It depends on how they pick up, but we'll balance all that out as well. Process is get the strings off, take the neck off, have a look and see what neck angles there are, fit a shim if we need a shim, and then we'll do truss rod, and I think the nuts are okay. Yeah, I think the nut is okay. Truss rod, and then we'll do the intonation, and see where we go with that. Then plug it in to an amp. We'll find an amp, plug it in, and see if we can balance up the pickups. Yeah, so that's the job. I'll probably put it on the time lapse. There'll be far too much to sit and watch here. Okay, it's like I suspected. You can see here that there's a bit of a shim. It's not put in right at all, and there's the wood is pulled from the bits from the screw holes, but that's okay. I'm just going to. I'm not even sure what this is. It was a piece of paper. Oh, it's a piece of emery paper, believe it or not, but a sandpaper. So obviously that's not like somebody's just thrown that in there. So I'm going to go and find the proper piece of paper, the proper shim. I'll clean all this out and then we'll get it shimmed up properly, and then that should bring the action in to where I thought it should have been to start with. And we will go from there. Lovely. All right, bring you back whenever I've got something to report. A few moments later. So we have this piece of shim stock here. It's probably a little bit thick. I think it's about the one. But what I am going to do is I'm just going to drill a couple of holes where the holes will be for the neck, and we'll do a trial fit of the neck. But I was also counting on this lot here being raised up. You can't lower these down too much more. I would need to bring in very close to be able to see it. Can you see? Let me find something to point at it with. Right, so we've got the little screws here. We've got is these things stick up, and they do catch you whenever you're playing, especially if you're doing something like strumming. So this one here is already too high. So I would try to have those buried and lift this up a bit, each saddle up a bit. Sorry, you can't see that at all. I would rather push those down, lift those up a little bit, and then adjust the pickup heights and stuff like that, rather than have these things sticking up in the middle of the air, just to try and get a bit of not the intonation, just the string height, right? These are the ones for the intonation. All right, anyway, that's probably enough of that. Let me just zoom you back out again, and yeah, I'm gonna have to pick this up again whenever I find the measure up the shim stock stuff. That's gonna be, I probably won't film that. It'll just be too long and boring. But by the time I come back, this shim should be nicely tapered, slightly tapered, thinner all over, and drilled and ready to fit into the pocket there. Okay, I'll bring you back later. Right, we're in very bright sunlight here, I'm afraid. So let's see. You can see that I've got the thing clamped. Well, clamped. It's hot glued onto a bit of wood, and you can see it's starting to get a bit of a taper down here. Just got two magnets holding a piece of sandpaper, emery paper onto the back of the vise. Right, this is kind of test fit one. We'll just go for this and see where we're at. Right, we have the neck back on again, and as you can see, we have just one string on, which is connecting at the very top there, and that means that the neck is too high. But is it too high? Because we've got to get out our, and that's about 2.5, 2.5, I think that is. Yeah, okay, 2.5. Right, so let's just adjust this down. Now, you can see what I'm talking about there is I've just buried the screw heads there. Oops. Let's see if I can bring it up. So I've just buried the screw heads there just below the surface, really. And now we're getting the true length of the string. Now, that's a false reading in some ways, because when there are 6 strings on and they're tensioned properly, the neck will pull up very slightly anyway. So I'm kind of happy with that at the moment. I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, so we're at the next bit. If that's not in tune or anywhere near it, that's fine. What I mean by that is we haven't set string heights, we haven't set the truss rod, we haven't set the intonation, we haven't set the pickups yet, but all in good time. What we have got is the neck has gone on with very, very little play. There's about a millimeter there. Maybe not enough, but we've got string heights to raise here, string heights to set here, and I'm just going to do the truss rod first because I can already see, no, I haven't got it up to thing yet, but I can already see that there's a slight bow up on that, and we'll need to set the intonation, not the intonation, we'll need to set the neck bend, which we do under this little cover here, under the truss rod cover. So I'm just going to turn the guitar around and we'll set it back there. Truss rod cover, it looks like a 0 point. 0 point. So the truss rod cover has been off at some point. These are rusted on, but maybe, yeah, that one's a bit worn. But anyway, right, not to worry. Oh, right, I think it's an Allen key tape. It is. So let me put you on pause and grab my Allen keys. Right, we have Allen keys. It will be 5mm. And it is 5mm. So we're only going to do small increments.
A few moments later.
But I wondered why that was already loose. You can see that moving in there. That was already loose whenever I got it, and so we got into it, and therefore it's a good indication that something. Oh, I wonder if it was whenever the neck got reset. Not reset, but I just reset the neck. But when the neck got repaired, you can see the crack going all the way down it there. I wonder if that's what happened. Anyway, it is what it is, and we will carry on. We will get it playing. We will get it playing. So that's a bit cleaner. The way it was set. Right, I'm just going to go for string heights now and see if I can dial that in along the arch of that, and then we'll see if there's any spot frets and stuff that need to be looked at. Right, so where's my little screwdriver again? Here it is. So I'm just going to see. I'm just going to use it to use because we can't use the fretboard. There's a bit there, for example. See the way that's not playing until there. So if I just raise this string a little bit, so we'll raise them till they're all playing, and then I'll set them properly. So I'm just going to give a half turn on each side. Playing down a wee bit further now. Half turn. Half. Nearly half turn. Come on. Now we've got a sticky fret around about there, but we're not finished yet. Going to go another half turn clear. Okay. A little bit sticky there, so that 7th fret is a little bit what do you call it? But that's okay. We've got enough string height to mess with. We're messing with the action to fix the lack of truss rod, which is not something you're meant to do, but it is what it is. Okay, right, I'm going to leave this one. that one's okay. I can already see that with those string heights there, this one needs to come up a bit. So before I do anything else, I'm just going to raise this one. There's a slight arch to the fretboard, so therefore we need to match that with the string heights, otherwise it plays funny. So I'm just going to go up with this. Anyway, that's a long enough recording for now. I'm just going to switch off the video for now. I'm going to carry on doing this. You know what I'm doing. Otherwise it'll just be far too long. Alright, here we are back again after a little while of me fettling away. We couldn't set the action from the truss rod, unfortunately, but that's okay. I've had to set it from the string height, and we've got string heights roughly where they need to be. I haven't done the intonation yet because you can't do that on old strings. So I'm just going to do that now. We'll show you how we do that. And it's already playing more in tune than it was, and it's easier to play than it was. Okay, new strings are on. So now I'm going to set the intonation. Oops, set the intonation. It needs lengthened. So I'll raise the pitch a bit. But and what I'm doing here is when I'm finished this bit, it means you can play chords anywhere in the neck and they'll all be in tune. Right. So that is, let's see. I noticed one thing on this guitar. There's no dot markers on the side, so I get lost. I have to look at the dots on the thing to see which fret I'm at. You can have them put on if you really want it, but for me, I've got another guitar that I can't see on stage because the dots are too dark. So a little bit of nail varnish goes a long way. Tune this properly, and then we'll take it in and see if I can get an amp. All right. So the guitar is working. I've done all the balance the pickups as much as I can. The main problem I've got, well, I don't know if it's a problem or not, but whenever you combine them, it gets kind of weaker. You hear that? Oh. And that could mean that they're wired out of phase deliberately. With just one, it's quite strong. Any two, you hear that it loses its body. But anyway, it does sound. Plays fine. Anyway, yeah, so it is what it is, and it's just fine. Everything else works on it, volume, etc. So yeah, happy enough. I don't think there's much more I can do to it. Everything is fixed the way it was meant to be. I didn't block the tremolo in the end because it's quite solid. 3 springs on it means it's quite hard to move. So that it tuned up fine with that.